Self-Confidence 101. It's a huge deal. I'm going to share a little bit of my own journey with you today just because the reference of it will probably make things make more sense. So coming from a difficult childhood, I never had a for sure sense of who I was in this world. I didn't seem like I fit. I didn't feel confident. I saw how the things outside of me would give me a sense of security rather than having my own security within. So my journey to finding my own truth came from my career and my life and how that just wasn't working. It's been about 4.5 years now of living my truth, of living in complete joy every day. But before that, it was a whole different story. It was a story of self-sabotage and never having the cup filled enough. And every time part of the cup would drain, I'd have to replace it with something else. I've been a model and I was an actress for nearly 15 years. And gosh, when the highs were high, it was really amazing. I'm on billboards, I'm on TV, I'm in magazines and catalogs all over the world. Really fun stuff. Huge external validation. But then the lows would come because as everything, there's a roller coaster in our career and our lives until we find the truth. But the roller coaster would come and the lows were low and I wasn't working and my boyfriend was this or what. And there was this deep sense of not being able to survive, not knowing how to love myself if these other things weren't loving me. So about 4.5, almost 5 years ago, I made the decision to quit acting, take myself out of my social circle. I kept having this terrible pattern of sabotaging. And I wanted to know, how do I change this pattern? So for 2 years, I let go of everything external and I went within. And I focused on me. And I got really honest with me. How I felt. What was I afraid of? Why did I keep creating these patterns that were defeating me? And what came up was a deep, deep fear and a deep insecurity. And I had to look at it. And when we don't look at it, by the way, the truth will always come out, right? We all know that. But it was coming out in the ways of my action. The truth, this insecure truth of how I feel is insecure. How I feel is scary. How I feel, I don't want to look at it. It would come out in ways where I could do nothing but look at it. You can't hide from the truth. So instead of continuing these habits that were really bad for my life and everyone in my life, I decided to just look at it. Acknowledge that instead of having to feel perfect all the time or be perfect all the time, it was time to be real rather than ideal. And I looked at these fears and I sat with these fears and I was with these fears. We're usually so afraid to do this because we think our fears are going to kill us. That's it. We're done if we look at this part of ourselves. But I looked at it. I looked at it really openly and lovingly, and I said, shoot, I wish you weren't there, but you're there, so I'm going to love you anyway. And creating this unconditional bond with ourselves of no matter what's there, I love you unconditionally, started my healing process of 4.5, 5 years now of coming into complete acceptance and joy of who I am and why I was put here on this planet and what I get to do. And it's so interesting how it changes when we just look at the things we're afraid of. They no longer are in the shadows. So the shadows can no longer scare us because you bring them right into the light and they dissolve. And today I look at myself and anytime I have an old insecurity or something come up, I'm like, oh, it's not truth, it's fear. So let me look at whatever that is. And every time I look at an insecurity or an old fear or something that doesn't feel or resonate with my true self, I bring it to the light by looking at it, and I dissipate its power by loving it. So, Self-Confidence 101 is to be okay with everything you are, because then everything you are is okay. Have a beautiful day. Namaste. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and also go to my website at CandaceVandel.com and check out my workshop, the Truth Room Workshop. It comes with my new workbook. It comes with special gifts that I send you weekly and daily guidance. It's over a 4-week period via Skype. And I hope you have a beautiful day.